Oh, how you guys doing? James here. Let me get my video here set. Microphone. I got some surprising news for you. And you know how people say that we have moved on from the past and some of the things that what we see in our history books when it comes to American history, where black people are getting unalived. It's got to be some kind of thing going on. Well, I'm listening. I'm playing a couple of this guy's videos, and these are black people that don't commit no crimes, don't have a
Georgia Phi Beta Sigma fraternity, and all military veterans. You guys are up. This is 32-year-old Ladavius McNair. He's been falsely accused of a road rage incident down there in Atlanta, Georgia. But the thing about it is, he was nowhere around. And we need to be loud about this, cry aloud, and we need to make sure everybody hears our voice. This is one of those cases where they're trying to say that we all look alike. This young brother right here is pursuing a PhD at Clark Atlanta University. And instead of writing papers, studying for exams, becoming the doctor that he wants to be, this Army veteran is behind bars right now. He was denied bond after the APD down there arrested him and charged him earlier this month to a shooting that happened back in 2023. Now, we can only guess who this person or what this person looks like, right? But this person told police that him, McNair, was involved in a minor accident. Then this person told police that when they stopped at the Metropolitan Parkway and Ralph David Boulevard, that McNair got out of his car, pistol whipped him, and then shot him in the leg. But here's the thing, how can you be in two places at one time? Even his attorney has gotten the proof, undeniable proof, from the college at Clark Atlanta. And, I mean, it's documented. This brother was in class, about a mile away. He was in class. Now, the police are trying to say they got video evidence. APD, we want to see this video that you are refusing to release. I think that you realize you done messed up and got the wrong person, especially when there's proof that this brother was not there. You want to prove us wrong? You want to make us be quiet? Show the video. Now, Miss McNaught is the attorney, and she reviewed the arrest affidavit, and she believes that her client and the actual person who actually did this crime had the same or similar name. Here's another kicker. The victim was shown a photo lineup, but was unable to identify a suspect. And it's also said this person went on social media looking for a person that he thinks that looks like the suspect that he figured that did this, and picks out this brother right here. Now, this attorney's doing everything that she can to try to get things thrown out. She even requested an emergency bond hearing, and the DA and the judge are refusing. They are refusing to have anything. Talking about they got to wait for October the 28th.
PhD student is accused of shooting and injuring a driver during a road rage incident, but his attorney says she can prove her client was in class when the crime happened.
And the attorney for this accused shooter says there's absolutely no way her client's responsible for this crime. That's because she says he was about a mile from this intersection in class at Clark Atlanta University, but tonight police tell us they have the evidence that places him right here at the intersection.
This is a grave injustice.
The family of 32-year-old Ladavius McNair still can't believe it. They told me that their loved one is a graduate student at Clark Atlanta University, where he's currently pursuing his PhD. The alleged shooting victim told police that he and McNair were involved in a minor accident, but when they stopped at Metropolitan Parkway and Ralph David Boulevard, McNair got out of his car, pistol whipped him, and then shot him in the leg. But McNair's attorney calls those allegations false. In fact, she showed me this email from McNair's professor confirming that he was present in class at the time of the shooting.
In this affidavit, what stands out the most is that
McNair's attorney told me that she's reviewed the arrest affidavits and believes that her client and the actual shooter have the same name. She also said that the alleged victim was shown a photo lineup, but unable to identify a suspect until this past summer.
He goes on social media, and I guess he's looking for the person he thinks is the suspect, based on my client's name that is familiar to who we think the real suspect is, being on Facebook. And then he picks that.
We reached out to Atlanta police, and a spokesperson sent us the following statement. We are not in a position to try this case in the media. The arrestee has the right to a fair trial and is considered innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
I want y'all to boost this, share this, and let APD know, the DA, the judges down there, that we're not going for that. Stop trying to get a conviction under your belt. I know it's election time. You need to stop that mess. This is a sad shame right here. Justice for Ladavius. This is a call to action. Atlanta, Georgia, Phi Beta Sigma fraternity, and all military veterans. You guys are up. This is 32-year-old Ladavius McNair. He's been.
He has other ones like this. Working class black men, military, college, doing a job, and they just be going into an existence. There's, but there's worse things is happening. That's one of the worst things, but it's even worse. Yeah, but America says that we're all equal. Okay. This is not happening. It's all a delusion. It's all a delusion. And let me get that back. I have to probably, some activating.
If you've been waiting to apply for disability benefits, don't. Hi, I'm Sarah, and I'm a lawyer at Atticus. Applying as soon as you're
He's been giving disrespectful speeches to black people for so. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my channel, Runaway Slave. I would like to give a big up to all my subs and supporters who like, comment, and share the videos. In addition, a special big up to all those who purchased my masterpiece, my book, The N-Word is No Secret in the Service. Big up to you all. Let's cook. Okay. The fact that somebody like Barack Obama feels as though he can go in a room and speak to black men about politics and what they need to do is just proof, and it shows how much of a spell black people were under when he was in office. Okay? The fact that you could have somebody, a man named Barack Obama, who once delivered a eulogy to a Klansman, for a Klansman, exalted Cyclops, friends with KKK man, speak at his eulogy, speak highly of him. The fact that somebody can do that and still feel as though they can come and speak to black men about what they need to do just shows the level of sorcery black people were under with this dude, and it shows the amount of disrespect and lack of respect Barack Obama always had for black American people. And it is what it is. Here we got this dude who feels as though he can speak highly of a Klansman, exalted Cyclops, this guy Bird.
Welcome to AMH. Welcome to a shopping experience where you can rent a home on your own terms, where you can let yourself.
When he died, and he still can go speak to black people and think that he can get somewhere. But I'm glad that black people are holding it down. Black men and black women are going at it for this disrespect. So people, in this picture right here, this man, in this picture, you see this picture, you probably thinking, well, what's this? This picture right here was taken in the year of 1948 in Talladega, Alabama. It shows two former slaves. The man's name is Jack Riddle. He's 107 years of age in this picture, and that's his wife Josie. She's 86. Now, as you can see, they're sitting with the Klan here and Santa Claus. So they tried to say that this photograph is a show of charity on the part of the Ku Klux Klan towards this elderly black couple in Alabama. They claim that they gave this couple a gift so that they can have their wish to hear the preachers. Basically, they're saying that these people, they wanted to listen to the preachers on the radio, so the Klan and Santa Claus is going to give them a gift. But we know that this black couple here in this picture is absolutely terrified. What these white people did, these terrorists did, they made them come out for this photo op. And from what I gather, it makes sense. The Dixiecrat Klan, okay, were trying to clean up their image a little bit at this time, and therefore what they did is they went and made this black couple come out and take a picture with them. You can look at their faces, they don't look happy at all, and you can imagine how terrified they are with the history of their people, our people, my people, and the Ku Klux Klan in America, okay? How many times has this 86 and 107-year-old couple here seen the Klan brutalize and burn their relatives, take their lives, blow up their neighborhoods, and do all kind of things like that? And in their old age, they make these people come out and take this horrific picture. That's what they did, okay? Now you would wonder how, with the history of the Klan in America, all the evil that they have done to our people, and the terror that they have inflicted on our people and are still allowed to do, because they have the support of the local, state, and federal government. Again, people, most of these guys in the local governments were also members of the Klan. You know, why would a black community,
Watch this.
right? Why would the black community's beloved so-called sweetheart Barack Obama speak highly of a Klansman at his eulogy? Exalted Cyclops. That's right. That's his title. Okay. Was somebody with some kind of compassion and respect for the history of the people who voted for him and adore him and who he can do no wrong with, why would he give a heartfelt, invigorating eulogy speech for Congressman Byrd, who was the exalted Cyclops of the West Virginia chapter of the KKK? Why would Barack Obama do this? Okay? We even have people who made songs for him. My President is Black. Didn't that dude, Jeezy or whatever, do this? Make some song called My President is Black. Black people even have this guy in pictures with Malcolm X. Ultimate disrespect. And Martin Luther King. So why would Barack Obama do such a thing and speak at this domestic terrorist funeral? Well, for one, this guy Byrd is a Dixiecrat like Obama, a Democrat, in which the KKK comes out of. In addition, Barack Obama has no connection to black people in America, absolutely none. His dad is a Kenyan dude. Black people coming up in school. Do you ever remember going to school, high school, junior high, and having somebody from Kenya in your class? On the East Coast. On the East Coast, in your hood, or in your area, wherever you from, whoever, your suburb, somebody from Kenya. Absolutely not.
Go on YouTube.
Yeah, you have people from the continent of Africa, but not Kenya. And also, Obama's family is called Cajun. The American Obama has no black relatives whatsoever. He's from a white family. His mother is an entire white woman. Barack Obama probably has members in his family of the KKK. So go figure, that's how somebody like him can speak highly at this dude's eulogy, a guy that many of our people love.
To Mona and Marjorie and the Senator Byrd's entire family, including those adorable great-granddaughters that I had a chance to meet, Michelle and I offer you our deepest sympathies. To Senator Byrd's friends, including the Speaker of the House, the Majority Leader, the distinguished gentleman from West Virginia could be found at his desk until the very end doing the people's business, delivering soul-stirring speeches, a hint of the Appalachians in his voice, stabbing the air with his finger, fiery as ever, years into his 10th decade. He was a Senate icon, he was a party leader, he was an elder statesman. And he was my friend. That's how I'll remember him. This country that we are not a nation of men, we are a nation of laws. Our way of life rests on our democratic institutions. Precisely because we are fallible, it falls to each of us to safeguard these institutions, even when it's inconvenient, and pass on our republic more perfect than before. Considering the vast learning of this self-taught senator, his speeches sprinkled with the likes of Cicero and Shakespeare and Jefferson, it seems fitting to close with one of his favorite passages in literature, a passage from Moby Dick. And there is a Catskill eagle in some souls that can alike dive down into the blackest gorges and soar out of them again and become invisible in the sunny spaces. And even if he forever flies within the gorge, that gorge is in the mountains, so that even in his lowest swoop, the mountain eagle is still higher than any other bird upon the plain, even though they soar. Robert Byrd was a mountain eagle, and his lowest swoop was still higher than the other birds upon the plain. May God bless Robert C. Byrd.
Here we go, y'all seen it. He said that this guy, the exalted Cyclops Byrd, was flying high amongst the eagles. And you see he tried to make excuses for him. You can see where he tried to clear it up. And that's what a lot of you Negroes do also, I noticed. I've had people say to me, well, he was in the KKK, but he changed his heart. You don't even know this dude. How do you know what's in his heart? Once a Klansman, always a Klansman. He was the exalted Cyclops of the West Virginia chapter of the KKK. Some of you Negroes make excuses for people that you never even spoke to before. Absolutely sick. So this is why somebody like Barack Obama feels as though in 2024 he can come back at the last minute and speak to black men. Although I would seriously doubt that there are any black men who classify as a man that will sit down and listen to Obama speak. I really doubt that. I mean, come on. He's been giving disrespectful speeches to black people for so long, and he's also been a beneficiary of the church lady complex where he can go speak, he can say anything. He can say, your mama's a hoe, and they will stand up and clap and scream and stomp their feet. You know, that church lady complex.
Yo,
the
I'm gonna say
pastor
this.
says it, they're clapping and stomping their feet, regardless of what he said. I mean, I've seen this guy Michael Eric Dyson do it. I've seen Judge Mathis do it, and Obama did it all the time.
If you
He
are
always
not
spoke down
on
with
what's in the
disrespect for the black people. If you ever go back and watch his speeches, whenever there were black people there that he was speaking to, he could say the dumbest, most shallow, empty things, and people would clap, and they would applaud.
In the rug.
Okay?
And it'll come
He always had this
but if this whole
operation,
thing ain't taught us,
a conglomerate of shine bone, buck dancing celebrity coons who promoted him well promoted him pretty well also, and these people knew that black people were pretty much into personality worship when it comes to celebrities, so they knew how to put the right celebrities. It's called sorcery, y'all. They love them. It worked out. I never did. Look, man, I was that pessimist from the beginning, but I give people a break. Okay, I get it. Black people want to be happy. First time around, they want to, okay, I never seen it like that, just based off of history and what I know from Imam El-Hajj Malik Shabazz, a.k.a. Malcolm X, and other people like Ida B. Wells and other people when they spoke and things they said, H. Rap Brown, Fred Hampton, other people, there was no need for me to even fall for this whole bamboozling. But I get it. People just want to be happy. But this guy still thought in 2024 he has the juice to come around and speak to black men or even black people about what they need to be doing in their lives. Disrespectful mutt. And I applaud the brothers and the sisters who went hard on dude, who are saying things and using their platforms to speak out against this nonsense. You need to worry about his family. Worry about your daughters, Obama, on these campuses, laying around and smoking with white frat boys and drinking and stuff like that. Worry about them. Worry about why you sent your daughters to go do an internship with Weinstein when they were big enough to have ornaments on them, okay? They were that age, still underage, but worry about why you did that, why y'all do that type of nasty stuff. Y'all crazy, man. Y'all crazy. The only time this guy, Obama, ever spoke to black men was when he was trying to push something for the LGG people, recruiting more young black men into that sick stuff. And if you notice, almost all the young black men who came off of the vein of these little programs he had or whatever, they're all into this lizard stuff right now. Rainbow lizard stuff. Most all of them. That's when I remember years ago. When Dr. Umar Johnson, he said something that
Isis of Gaul,
he was talking
a
one
Celtic
time about something.
deity who
He
was
like,
worshipped primarily in ancient Gaul.
All the interns at the White House under Obama, you'll notice that most of all the young black men are gay. And I was like, wow, how does Umar know that?
I believe they got
because
emphasis
at
from.
the time,
I believe that
was
was a
around
place
quite often.
dedicated to
And
that
you look
deity.
and you see, And anybody that was
Right,
there
you have
know,
the Ephesians.
you knew that
Why do you
any
think
of
this
them young
deity
black men
is
who
still
were interns were walking around slim, duck walking at the White House, loose neck,
by this
bow
name?
ties on, and just looking weird? They looked like they were already sweet. They had internships under the Obama administration. There was no young man that I seen that looked like a regular young man, a masculine, whatever, plays sports, a regular, somebody that you feel, okay, yeah, he gonna be, or yeah, whatever. He good, he cool. I didn't see that. If there was, get in the comments, leave a comment if you know anything about this, because I seen it, and I was wondering, well, how Umar know that? Because he sure enough was right. Anyway, this guy, Obama, has no respect for black people, he has no respect for our history, for our freedom fighters, for our culture, okay? Somebody who can speak highly of the KKK's exalted cyclops, okay, speak highly of him, that's because that's what he is as well.
Ohio, your friends and neighbors are already...
Hey guys, it's Dylan. If you're like me and you like getting paid to give your opinion, then go to beforthright.com.
Alright, peace and blessings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Taylor House Publishing. First, as always, want to give praises to the Most High for allowing us to be here today. Secondly, I want to thank all of you guys who tune into these videos, who like the videos, who comment, who interact, and most of all, share the videos and subscribe to the channel. I definitely thank you guys for your help and all of the matters that we discuss on this channel. But today's video is similar to a lot of the videos that we've been covering over the past month and a half since the finding of our dear brother Javion McGee. Of course, Javion McGee was the young 21-year-old trucker from Aurora, Illinois, who was found under suspicious circumstances in Henderson, North Carolina. Now, if you don't know, we've been uncovering a lot of information that leads us to believe that, contrary to what Henderson Sheriff Department is saying, the young brother did not do this to himself. Nevertheless, we've been covering a lot of similar instances around the country, and this latest incident is once again more egregious, more horrific as time goes by in relation to the others. This situation deals with the apparent unalivement of 65-year-old Percy Mixon. Percy Mixon was a man from Jackson, Mississippi, who was recently found, and I think he was found on October the 10th, somewhere around that area, and he was found in a wooded area in Jackson, Mississippi. Now, the article that relates to his death is very vague, as they all have been, but the article states that, he was found, the police, are looking for clues. Very vague article. But my man, Prophet P.I., and if you don't know who Prophet P.I. is, make sure you go to TikTok and look him up. He's been giving some different narrative to all of these situations in which the media and the police put out these vague statements about. This brother evidently has some connections down in these areas, and he gives a great narrative to the backdrop and the possible circumstances surrounding Mr. Mixon's death. So I'm going to let you hear his video. First of all, once again, this is fair use. This video is used for educational and commentary purposes only. But once again, if you don't know this young brother, go follow him on TikTok. His name is Prophet P.I. But first, let me read this article to you real quick. Now, if you see, the article states that the Jackson Police Department has identified the body of a man found in a wooded area. According to police, 65-year-old Mixon was found in a wooded area near Forest Avenue Extension and Clay Street on October the 11th. Police said Mixon had been reported missing since October the 2nd. Mixon's cause of demise is unknown at this time. Police are asking anyone with information relating to this case to call Crime Stoppers, and there you see the number. Now, you see how vague that article is? But listen to this video by our brother here. Now, with this information that he's providing, I know the police know this same information, so why is it that they are not putting this information out? Not even the intricate details, but at least the manner in which the young brother was found. Now, just watch this video and then I'll come back to you. Just watch this video.
A little bit more, and we have to do something about this. I'm talking about everybody. I don't care if you're black, white, whoever. Everybody. This needs to stop, and it needs to stop now. It's time out for the kumbayas and marching and everything. It's time out for that. It's time for us to put boots on the ground. This man was found hanging upside down by his feet from a tree. Did you hear me? Upside down by his feet from a tree. A little background on Percy Mixon. He grew up in Jackson, Mississippi. He was raised in 49 South area of Jackson. That's known for the gravel road. So Percy, he becomes a hard-working man who operates heavy machinery. His dedication, his work, and ethics, earn him the respect of the entire community. Now, follow me on this. Now, this comes down to the relationship that he was in. He gets into a relationship, an interracial relationship with a woman from Alabama. And his girlfriend, she moves to Mississippi to be with him. They become inseparable. They loved each other. And according to one of the family members, they're known as freaking frat. And this is where all the problems began. Percy started getting a lot of harassment because of this interracial relationship. And we know down in Mississippi, Alabama, Texas, a lot of other places, but especially in Mississippi, that's a no-no down there. They don't like that. So he started getting a lot of harassment. And it started getting very dangerous for him and his girlfriend. He was harassed so bad where some of the neighbors, and we're going to find out who they are, some of the neighbors started shooting at him, making threats. And it is known and proven that Percy was making calls to the police department, begging and pleading for them to protect him. And they did nothing. Is that a surprise? So October the 1st, Percy visited his mother, tells her about the shooting and harassment and everything. He hugs her tightly, not knowing that this was going to be the last time that they see each other. Percy went to go stay in a hotel that evening, and a friend arranges for Percy and his girlfriend to stay at that hotel for safety reasons. His girlfriend reports that Percy left the hotel that night to walk the dogs without his shoes but never returned. That's suspect to me. Because look, I'm a country boy myself, but I ain't gonna go out there walking on no gravel and everything barefooted walking my dogs. I feel somebody came there and drug him up out of that room. Somebody's. Then it goes on to report that Percy was reported missing less than 24 hours after Percy doesn't show up for work. His close friends and his supervisor report him missing, right? So his phone and his boots, they're found. But Percy is nowhere to be seen. Percy's girlfriend leaves Mississippi. She was fearful for her safety after Percy's disappearance and the escalating threat. So Percy's girlfriend, she leaves Mississippi. She returns to Alabama. And it was stated that all the trauma and uncertainty surrounding Percy's fate made it impossible for her to stay. So October the 4th, news starts to spread that Percy has disappeared. He can't be found. So a family friend notifies Percy's family after seeing the news report about his disappearance. So on October the 5th, the family receives notification. Percy's family is formally notified that he's missing. They had no answers from law enforcement, and they began their own searching. October the 8th, a disturbing tip reaches the family. So while searching for Percy, the family is approached by a stranger who tells them that Percy and them white boys, quote unquote, had a big altercation in the woods. Now that right there heightened everybody's suspicions and it heightened their fear, knowing that foul play is involved. October the 9th, the family contacts law enforcement again. So while they were searching for Percy, the family finds his dogs along the highway. 2 of them have been unalived. They started seeing buzzards in the area, so the family calls law enforcement, urging them to investigate further. So on October the 10th, law enforcement finally started conducting a thorough search and finds his body hanging upside down by his ankles from a tree. This was about 1 or 2 miles from the hotel where he was last seen. Now, this is an active investigation. It's active. But personally, I feel that all the stuff that is happening down there in Mississippi and Jackson, all them different places, Hattiesburg, all that, I feel that they probably not going to do anything. I feel they're probably going to scoop it up under the rug. I hope that they prove me wrong. I hope they prove us all wrong, that they will actually do something, investigate it, and arrest some people and convict them, put them in jail, hold them accountable. But just in case, this is our tip line. You can text that number right there above, or you can send us an email. We will keep you 100% anonymous, and we will turn this in.
All right, so there you have it. Shout out to my man again, Prophet P, with some very detailed information on our brother, Mr. Percy Mixon's demise. As you heard, the gentleman was reportedly, allegedly found hanging upside down by his ankles, suspended from a tree. And once again, the police, now if you take that information and compare it to what was in that article, you begin to see how well these things once again are covered up. Now, there's no other article online about Mr. Mixon's demise, but of course, just like myself with JVI, I guess our brother Prophet did some research of his own and spoke with family members and things of that nature. So why wouldn't they put the details of his passing as though they should be, to alert the public that, hey, there's something about this. Now, once again, he starts with how my brother has been found, but also, most importantly, he mentions the interracial relationship with a woman from Alabama. Now, I'm not in Mississippi. I know there's interracial love all over the place. I used to stay in Virginia Beach for a long time, and I saw it all the time, and I see it every time now. So, love who you love. Even my brother-in-law is a Caucasian brother. Shout out to my brother-in-law. But nevertheless, we can't discount in these rural South places where some people still do not like the fact of black men dating white women. Like yesterday, I did the video about Mitchell County and a lot of the uprisings where it always starts when a white woman accuses a black man of doing something inappropriate. A lot of the riots and a lot of the mass unalivements have stemmed from that angle. So evidently, this situation was no different. He said that Mr. Mixon was receiving threats, and even people were, busting caps at him. They was letting off shots. They was, they was letting it go at him, right? And so he called the police, and they said that the police did nothing. So evidently on this October 1st, he went to see his mother. Maybe he had a premonition. Went to see his mother, hugged her, and then, that night, from the advice of a friend, he got a hotel room. Now, once again, that sounds maybe even, suspicious or set up as well. Maybe that friend set him up. We don't know. Evidently, another thing that sounds suspicious, he left to walk the dog without no shoes. And he never came back. And then they said that, the lady or his job, reported him missing a day later. Then they said his boots and his phone were found. Now that's something that kind of confused me, because they said he left without his shoes. Maybe they found his boots in the room, what have you, or maybe the people who quote unquote maybe have drug him out the room with his boots and threw him somewhere. Nevertheless, no one can find him. Then all of a sudden the white girlfriend leaves town, or the white wife, she leaves town amongst the threats that she was receiving. And once again, this is the aspect of it, because there's been many times where white women have messed with black men. Then when their family finds out, or when they get called or something, then they scream the R word, or
this happened in Florida.
Tell me where that boyfriend at.
People, we need to wake up, stand up, and we need to cry loud. There are too many unalivings, lynchings that are happening. People being found hung. And down in Jacksonville, actually in Baldwin, Florida, They're trying to rule everything that happens to this right here, people like this right here, trying to rule it a unaliving of themselves. This is Keandre Taylor. He was working down in Baldwin, Florida at a travel center, Travel Centers of America, Petro down in Baldwin, Florida. He voiced his concerns many times to his family, even tried to reach out to HR regarding the harassment and the racism that he was facing at his job. But nobody was listening at his job. His family was. But at his job they wasn't. They failed it. Some of the last words that his family heard from him when he wrote them was, "I don't want to be unalived out here, man." And less than 48 hours before his unaliving, Keandre expressed his fear of dying at the hands of racist staff and co-workers. September the 30th this year, Keandre was hung. He was hung. And at the time of his unaliving, his emergency contact was not notified. His family was not notified. He had been unalive for almost 24 hours before his mother, Tawana Richmond Taylor, was even notified. And there are many inconsistencies and untruths that clearly shows that this was not done to himself. Somebody did it to him, or somebody, it was extra people. This was done to him. He didn't do it to himself. He had bruises. He had knots on his head. He had a swollen eye, and it was like somebody had actually beat this boy up. He's 31 years old. He has 3 children that are under 10 years old, and they are the light of his life. And this young man was found hung in a storage shed at his job at the Travel Centers of America in Baldwin, Florida, in his uniform. And the only way that his family found out was it was somebody that he was cool with that called the family, called the mother. Now this may be a procedure, but everybody at his job could identify him. But the police came in and still wanted to fingerprint him. The questions that have to be asked: if he committed an unaliving to himself, how did he hit himself in the eye? How did he hit himself in the head? How did he end up with all these bruises? How? This is just like the Yona Lubrin case and many other cases that are happening all in Florida. This stuff is happening in Florida. We need to wake up, people. And when you try to search this story, people, TikTok, when you try to search this story, there are no news stories, no articles or anything. It's the family crying aloud. So we need to get this out there. We need to share this. Share it far and wide. We need to bring attention to this. Justice for Keandre Taylor. This is the call to action. It's happening in Florida.
Capability that doesn't compromise. A hard-working EV with more range than...
From local stories to Wayne County news, get ready to dive into everything happening in North Carolina with Taylor House Publishing. Got a story to share? Shoot us an email at taylorpublishinghouse@gmail.com. If you're looking to publish your book or need some top-notch mentorship, we've got your back. Join the excitement with the one and only Richard Taylor, right here at Taylor House Publishing. Speak with Richard directly at 919-587-7782. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and invite your family and friends to watch.
From Lake County to the Carolina coast, till I don't bring the news you love most. Tune in on YouTube, don't miss a beat. Little stories that keep you in your feet. Taylor House, we got the school. Taylor House Publishing.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Richard Taylor here with Taylor House Publishing, and I'm back with another video that is concerning, once again, the suspension of a black man in the air from an apparatus. That's right, another case has been added to the list of suspicious expirations of black men throughout the country within the last few months. Now, this case happened in Jefferson Davis County in Mississippi. As you see the article right here, it said investigation underway after body found at Jefferson Davis County Bridge. Now, if you watch any of the stories that we've covered, concerning the unalivement of black men under suspicious circumstances, you would see that a lot of these articles are very, very vague, and there's little to no national coverage of those instances. Now, as you know, we started out with the case of Javion McGee in Henderson, North Carolina, the 21-year-old truck driver who was found under suspicious circumstances. Then we covered the story of Denoris Richardson. Denoris Richardson was found suspended in the air from a carport in a rural town in Alabama after he filed a federal lawsuit against police there. That happened around September the 26th of this year. Javion's case happened on September the 11th. Then you had the 18-year-old Jacoby Lindsay down in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, who was found somewhere around September the 8th, somewhere in there. Once again, suspended in the air from a tree by a school. Now, then we covered the story of Evan Bryant. Now, he was a truck driver who ended up suspended in the air in the woods.
The ghost of Mississippi are coming out.
In Vital, Texas, which is a well-known sundown town. Now, that happened about the end of August.
The ghost of Mississippi are coming out.
Yesterday, we covered the story of Mr. Percy Mixon. Mr. Percy Mixon went missing around October the 2nd in, I believe it was Jackson, Mississippi, and he was found once again suspended in the air by his ankles in the woods, and he was found I think at about October the 11th, so that was about a week ago. So all of these cases I didn't learn about on the national news. I learned about these cases through social media, people sending me videos, people sending me these short little article clips, and there's been little to no national coverage about this case. Now, just like this case right here, this case happened on August the 6th, 2024, as you see from the headline. Now, I'm going to read this article, but also I'm going to read a subsequent article, and just
we know what's going on. We know that evil is running rampant. Mississippi has a dark history, and it don't stop. Just like what happened to Jacoby Lindsay, but they try to say it's self-inflicted. So this is a call to action. I need you to reach out to me. Reach out to us. We need to find out who did this. We need all this right here. Blow this up. Share it. Continue to cry aloud. The ghosts of Mississippi are coming out. All this stuff going down.
Tell me, what do you think about the vagueness of these cases? Now, this one says an investigation has been launched after a body was found at a bridge in Jefferson Davis County early Tuesday morning. Sources told Super Talk Mississippi News that the body discovered was that of Dominic Stewart, a high school student at Jefferson Davis County High School. Although authorities with the sheriff office were unable to confirm the identity of the body, other than details regarding the case. This article will be updated as more information becomes available. And that's it. 5 or 6 sentences to describe the apparent unalivement of a young black high school student, 16 years old, in the town of Jefferson Davis County. And he was found once again suspended, according to reports, off Jefferson Davis Bridge. Now, this doesn't say this in the article, correct? So how would I know that? I'm going to show you how that I know that in a minute. But watch this other article as well.
My whole goal is, of course, to have financial freedom.
With inflation, even my tutoring wasn't.
I want to show you something right before I get back to this video.
This is one of the guys, or one of the governors of North Carolina. His name was Samuel Ash. Samuel Ash was a racist. They slaughtered a lot of black people. They had hangings by the dozens, y'all. Asheville, North Carolina. Not to mention that they came through and slaughtered the Native Americans, which was us, and we know this now. And Asheville, at that time, is history, and it still is. It has a rich history, including the origin of the Cherokees, the hunting, and they used the hunting grounds for civil wars, and also their Civil War base was set up in Asheville, in the town of Asheville. And y'all, check this out. Asheville is also said to be a sundown town, which means that black people cannot come through that town after dark, y'all. So guess what? Who's crying now? Here's your buddy. Look like an evil ass. He don't look like it, we know it. Okay, so the Most High came through and turned it into the devil's punch bowl. How does it feel that your own people, your own government, has denied help for you? I heard it's thousands of bodies, y'all, that are packed and stacked on top of each other, and they're still moving bodies out. How does it feel? See, this is a rapture for your people, for you to hurt. All the atrocities that y'all have committed against us in our own land, and y'all laugh at us continuously. Call us homeless, but y'all in our land. Guess what? Your contract up. White supremacy contract is up, y'all. And the Most High is coming back to destroy. All up and down the Rocky Mountains. I didn't even know what a black mountain is. They have one of those too. In North Carolina, Tennessee area as well has been destructively destroyed too. But I heard Asheville is where the hammer was laid down. Give them that punch bowl. All praises to my Father. Give them praises, y'all. Our ancestors are speaking. The Most High, we don't know what happened, but we don't know if the Most High opened that dome and dumped that water in there. So above and as so below as well, y'all. Y'all can't get away from this. Don't cry. Don't cry. Your own people. Your own people. Who y'all have all your laws and all this constitutional rights with, and you stand right on the side, behind, and in front of your constitution. And your government has failed you. How does that feel? Cry. I heard y'all over there looting, shooting, and killing too. This right here is judgment, 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 judgment on these people, and I put that up in the air to the Most High. My people, y'all stay positive, stay prayed up, and thank God that it did not come as in a formal way as they expected it. And you know what? And lo and behold, they cannot control the weather this way. This is judgment. And y'all, not to mention what they say about those mountains. We already know our ancestors are there. What about the skinwalkers? Ravaged. This your boy right here. That's who y'all named the town after. Don't cry. Do not cry. Stay there and suffer. You still lie, you still cheat, and you still dishonor God's people. Wake up, my people. This is judgment, and their judgment had just started. All praises to the Most High. Yay! Boom! Oh my. Yeah.
history about Asheville that people probably didn't know about. So finding out they're a racist. Wow.
But watch this other article as well. Very vague. A very vague article. And this one as well was updated on August the 7th, 2024. And here it is again. Body found near Jefferson Davis County Bridge. A body was found Tuesday morning in Jefferson Davis County. Investigators with the Jefferson Davis County Sheriff's Office says the body was located near a bridge on J.E. Johnson Road in Prentice. No further information was provided by investigators. According to the Jefferson Davis County coroner, the person was identified as 16-year-old Dominic Stewart. His body was taken to the state crime lab for an autopsy. Here again, very vague. No details. What kind of department, what kind of media outlet, what kind of office would just release that vague information concerning the apparent death of a thriving high school football player? Now, I did some research on the city or the county of Jefferson Davis County, and it has a population of about 14,000. And again, as the city of Henderson is mostly populated by black people, it says it's about 58% black, 38% white, and the rest, kind of trickle down there at the end. And also, we see another similarity to our brother Javion McGee's case is the presence of an Afro-American or a black sheriff. This guy right here, Ron Strickland, is the sheriff of Jefferson Davis County in Mississippi. And there you see his picture with all of the stars and stripes and the phone number as well, which I plan on calling that phone number tomorrow. But this black sheriff doesn't seem too concerned about a possible suspension of the air by a young black man by more than likely, somebody of the opposite race. Now, these two articles are pretty much the only articles you will find on this. Now, mind you, this happened on August the 6th. It is now October the 21st. August, September, October. 2 months afterwards, 2.5 months afterwards, and there's no other updates. There's no other information. There's no other outcry. And keep in mind with Javion McGee, September the 11th, it happened a month and a half ago. There's no other outcry. There's no other outrage. There's no other articles. And this is a pattern, it leads me to believe, that when these things happen, we have the good sheriff here who's holding his position as sheriff and constable of this small town. But the people behind the scenes, the black hand, the unrighteous evil are able to operate with immunity, and these things evidently are swept under the rug. Now, I received some details from this from a couple of social media posts. And this post right here is someone on Instagram, Crystal Muhammad, and it says Dominic Stewart was found suspended in the air from a bridge in Prentice, Mississippi. Now, there are other people on TikTok and YouTube who have, covered this case in the same manner. So my question is, why isn't the national news covering this case and all of these cases? Now, it was said in one video that the young man's grandmother stated that, he had committed, the self-inflicted expiration of himself. And and you know, I haven't seen that. I don't know if that's true or not, but once again, older people in these southern rural states tend to believe what they are told by the authorities. Now, I don't know, once again, if that is the case. Just like the case in Evan Bryant's place, they immediately said, okay, he did it. They never, you know, they weren't down to invite or Texas to explore the situation. So, you know, I don't know the family history of this young man. As you see from the picture, everything looks all well and good. And once again, studies show that when black men do expire themselves, they do not do it by suspending themselves in the air from apparatuses by ropes. That is not what we do. It's been proven. It's been shown. So the fact that this continues to be a narrative throughout the country within these past months is really disheartening. It's really sad to me that there is no national coverage. There's not, you know, nothing from President Biden or Vice President Kamala or, you know, any of these, you know, so-called leaders of the community. Nothing. You know, it's crickets out there. But let me ask you something that I was thinking about when I was started to cover this case. Why do we not see a influx of white people suspending themselves in the air from ropes when they want to expire themselves? And if it is, you know, show me the cases. But there's definitely an element, you know, of as I've been talking about this, people said that it, you know, it's definitely some smoke signaling going on. So, y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment.
What I think is the cover up is it's election time. They want the black vote, and they don't want an awakening to come among the African Americans. So they tell their black selectives to kind of water it down, like the sheriffs and anything. That's why they don't. And so they handpick blacks like they did back in the past, and they kind of water it down. And that's what's going on in these little towns. That's my personal opinion, and you know, this goes to show you that it's a spirit in the land that's still, that hatred spirit is still in the land. People, we move past that. This is a new America. Well, not all America is new. They're still practicing this. And just imagine 5 centuries of this going on. 5 centuries of people getting unalive in trees. I'll show a video, and that'll probably be on my next video, where shout out to Black Journals and Black Cultural Unlocked. They proved it. From 5 centuries, from they'll tell you the pinpoint from then all the way to now. And now you're seeing it in real time. See, no matter how they cover up history, the people who it still wants to keep on, the ones that black people want to move on, but you can't move on in a country that still have a disdain and evil for some individuals want to unalive you out of jealousy and hate and don't like it. So it's a demonic presence in Mississippi. There's a demonic presence in all them different places. And that's why that woman said that. The spirit of that is still down there. That's what it shows to me. And that's why we can't move on as a country. Because they won't repent. And like she said, it's just the only beginning. More stuff they do this is going to hit in the very areas where there's injustice from. Because as the blood cries out from the ground, Most High know who did it, and He's going to deal with them. Hang on there. And if they don't want to do the right, America's under judgment already. She's going to be judged more. I promise you. They can't cover everything up. They're about to find out. You know, but my prayers go out to his family, their friends, and you know, you can share this if you want to. I know it's kind of a long video, But this is the real America right now. They're trying to cover up. Don't let them cover this up. That's why I'm making this video. Shout out to Taylor Publishing, Claire House, Runaway Slave, and the other ones. And the Prophet PI. We will continue disposals. Take care. Be blessed. See you on this video.